covers lots of events that are steeped in tradition. But when it comes to dining out, he craves something a little more unique. That's why he wants you to join him and taste the fantastic flavors of the Yucatan at Xni-Pec.
Our Yucatan cuisine is very different from the rest of Mexican food, mainly because we cook without spicy peppers into the main dish. Or we have spicy peppers in it, but it's in a sauce on the side. When customers came, we know that probably they haven't tried this kind of food before. And we have panuchos, which are very tasty, papazules, cochinita pibil. These names are weird, but they are also tasty. You like the fish tacos, sir? We like to talk about what we do, how we do it, the effort that in the kitchen is done to bring this plate to the table. My mom, she started to create their own recipes with the traditional way to do it and some new things. And she's very picky. She's always, it's like police in the kitchen. They'll definitely find really Yucatan food. Not cheating. I haven't finished yet.
So Peter, you say that everything clicks at Xni-Pec. Give us a snapshot.
Xni-Pec is totally my kind of place. Like a person who's really interested in the food and really wants to kind of express their culture through their food. And I don't really know anything about Yucatecan food. I mean, Chicago is a great place for regional Mexican food, but the Yucatan is underrepresented. As far as I know, there's only 2 restaurants in the city that do it, and Xni-Pec is one of them. So when I found out about the place, I said, well, let's go check it out and see what's brewing there. And Antonio just does, brings the flavors of the Yucatan to the plate at an amazing, for my money, an amazing cost. I mean, it's just a typical sort of family type of restaurant, very unpretentious, very from the heart is the best way I would describe it. You can definitely tell that everybody who works there really believes in their food and wants to share their food with the people of Chicagoland.
What was really, really interesting, and touching on a service side, the waiter brought out his entire family and introduced them, and they were, I met Mama, and absolutely just went through, they have a glossary in the back to describe Mayan words and where all this comes from, and Grandma gets flown out every 2 years, and she makes them make the entire menu and then scolds them on what is not right. So, I mean, it's absolutely as authentic as you can possibly get. The food is phenomenal. The flavors were just absolutely fresh and abundant, and I would absolutely recommend anybody to go to this.
Our waiter was fantastic. He came up to our table, and he introduced himself, and he asked us if we were familiar with their food, or if we'd ever been there before. We said no, and he completely took his time, walked us through the Yucatan and how they have access to fruits and vegetables and fish. He said he'd be more than happy to recommend appetizers and entrees for us, which he did. We had a lot of questions. He answered them. He was fantastic.
Now, it says you're of Mexican descent.
Correct.
Now, how would you say the food of the Yucatan differs from, say, other parts of Mexico that maybe more familiar with?
I was very pleasantly surprised that there was an abundance of fruit and vegetable in our food. I had the sauteed pork, which were like 2 very yellow, bright strips of pork. And there was the rice and the beans, but on the side, for almost the larger part of the plate, there were roasted small tomatoes. I had broccoli. I had, it was so colorful. It was like one of the most beautiful plates I think I'd ever seen.
What y'all think of the Xni-Pec salsa that gives the restaurant its name, which I guess it's supposed to be so hot that it makes your nose run like a wet dog's nose, right?
Yeah, basically, as Antonio's more than happy to explain to you, Xni-Pec means the nose of the dog, and it's so called because it makes your nose kind of run. That's not even really the hot sauce. That's just that's the table salsa.
Did you order the hot sauce?
Oh yeah, I'm a fiend for hot stuff, so I really love that stuff. But the Xni-Pec it's almost like a pico, the way he does it, it's almost like a pico de gallo, except with habanero, and instead of lime, uses naranja agria, which is either sour or bitter orange, depending on how you want to translate it. I can just eat gallons of that stuff.
It's pretty hot.
I don't think it's really that hot. The hot.
I would tell you, I love hot food, and when I eat sushi, I actually like to eat a lot of wasabi, like to the point that I'm crying.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of hot than wasabi.
Well, I was like, you know what? I'll be the judge of this, and I took a big scoop of the salsa, and I waited about maybe 4 seconds, And then my eyes started to water, and then I started sneezing. And I loved it. I loved it.
Did your Xni-Pec run?
I started sneezing. And then my friends were laughing at me because I was like, I'm the tough guy and I can take hot. And it was great. I thought it was great.
So Sarah, what did you eat?
Well, we started off, we asked our waiter, who I believe was Javier, we asked him what he would start off with, and he started us off with Yucatan Mayan tamales, which were just phenomenal. I also then had the tilapia with the coconut cream sauce on top with, again, beautiful roasted vegetables.
Great.
Wonderful, and a really, really nice rice. And overall, I mean, it was just incredible. And pair that up with the margaritas, I mean, we couldn't even get to dessert. We were so full.
Peter, what are some of your favorite dishes?
Well, the Cochinita Pibil is the main reason to go there. I mean, it's basically slow-cooked pork. Kind of think of it as a sort of Yucatecan version of pulled pork or something like that. It's in a achiote rub, or also known as annatto seeds, and sour orange, and wrapped in a banana leaf. That's one of the differences between the Yucatan cuisine. They use a lot of banana leaves, like for the tamales, instead of corn husks and things like that. The gorditas de villa are one of my favorite appetizers there. I mean, they come piping hot. Heavily spiced beef in there, just kind of steaming and oozing out, nice and crispy on the outside, just really, just luscious and kind of sexy on the inside. So, I like my food a lot.
We have to talk about the bell, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. There's the bell.
Everybody rang the bell when they left.
That's right.
Everybody did.
Wow, really? Tell us about the bell.
Yeah, if the food is good, I mean, he's got a bell there. He kind of uses it to kind of encourage his staff. If the food's great, like right out the front door, there's a big old bell, and you're supposed to ring it just really loudly to let everybody know that you had a good time and the food was good.
All right, so Peter, you selected Xni-Pec. Give us a summary.
If you like Mexican, want to try something a little bit different from the Yucatan, true food from the heart, affordable prices, Xni-Pec is the place for you.
All right, Seth?
Unpretentious, great food, great service. I would go back in a heartbeat.
All right, and Sarah?
I have to agree with all of them. Absolutely passionate about their food. They're about educating their customers, and the food delivers exactly what they say it would.
All right, well, you can taste a little of the Mayan culture at Xni-Pec, 5135 West 25th Street in Cicero, 708-652-8680. Open for dinner Tuesday through Friday, and for brunch and dinner Saturday and Sunday. Limited reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $18.